Let's talk about two-step equations with inequalities. All right, an inequality is when we have something that is not exactly equal to something. It could be a whole range of numbers. Here we have a problem. 4w plus 2 is less than or equal to 10. What that means is that whatever answer we get over here, the answer will always have to be 10 because it says equal to or less. So our answer on this side will always have to be something that's less according to this. So a correct answer would be any number, any of these numbers would fit here and work as long as they are less than or equal to 10. If it's a number, if we had a number like here that gave us a 15 or a 20 or something, that's an incorrect answer. So what we want to know is we want to know what W do we need to have for this to be true? Let's find out. We're going to treat our inequality just like we treated our, when we have an equation, when we had something that was, say, 4w plus 2 equals 10, we're going to treat this the same way for this, for the time being. There is an occasion where things are going to change, but for right now, we're going to do the steps the same way. Let me erase that. What we want to do again for two-step equations is first identify our variable. This is W, this is the control center, and we're going to go straight down. All right, remember, first step is always add or subtract whatever is here, but doing the opposite. This is plus 2, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. All right, we're going to bring the 4w straight down because we are not affecting it in any way at this point. Here, these cancel. All right, less than or equal to 10 minus 2 is 8. All right, now we're going to do, remember the second step is always to multiply or divide. In this case, this is multiplication, so we're going to do the opposite, which is to divide. We're dividing by 4, the number right next to the variable. Whatever the number is here next to the variable, we have to have that as a denominator. Same thing over here. We're dividing by 4. All right, 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. 1 times W is W is less than or equal to 8. Divided by 4 is 2. All right, this gives us a whole range of possible answers. But wherever we start, we have to start with the number 2. Okay? All right, that means we're looking for W. Okay? W can be less than or equal to 2. So it could be 2, but it can be any number less than that. All right? This could be a 1. If this was a 1, we would say 4 times 1 plus 2. And let's see if that's true. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Is 6 less than 10? Yeah, I think so. So this would work. All right? The 2 would work, the 1 would work, the 0 would work, because 4 times 0 is 0 plus 2. The answer would be 2. All these answers would work. Inequalities gives us a whole range of possible answers, but we need to know where to start. When we do our math, the whole purpose is to find where this becomes true. This becomes true when W is less than or equal to 2, but it has to start with the number 2. There is one situation where we are going to have to be careful about these signs in inequalities. When we have an equal equation and there's just an equal sign, there's no problem. But with inequality, when we have a negative number here and we know we're going to either multiply or divide by a negative number, things are going to change. And I'll show you how as we go along. But first of all, let's start and identify our variable. There it is. One more time, we're going to go straight down. All right, let's start with adding or subtracting, correct? Let's subtract 5 from both sides. We're going to bring this straight down. Negative 2t. This cancels. All right, 15 minus 5 is 10. All right, Now here's where life gets interesting. All right, do you notice that this is negative at this point? This number is positive right now. Now if we're going to divide, this is negative 2 times t. If we're going to divide, we're going to divide by negative 2, correct? And we'll do that on both sides. There's just one thing we'll talk about. Remember, this becomes a positive 1, which means the two negatives joined made a positive, right? And I'm not sure I can do that very well here, but anyway, so the two negatives, boom, positive. All right, so here we go. This is t now. Uh-oh, we changed this from a negative to a total opposite positive. Over here, now this positive is going to be a negative because 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. Okay, this has no other negative to pair up with to make a positive number, right? Okay, so we just changed the direction that all of this was going. This was negative, this was positive. Now this is positive and this is negative. It's opposite. What we need to do in this case, because we divided by a negative, is we're going to take the sign and we're going to flip it around because we just changed everything, negatives to positive. Now we have to go the other direction. This now becomes t is less than or equal to negative 5. Let's see if that comes out correct. Let's find out with a t. Let's use this negative 5, what we used before. Remember, the answer has to be less than or equal to negative 5. All right, 2 times t. T is negative 5. This is the number we begin with. Remember, there's a whole range of possibilities. Plus 5. All right, negative 2 times negative 5 becomes a positive 10. 10 plus 5. All right, is that greater than or equal to 15? Well, this is 15, isn't it? Okay, that's 15. Well, so far it's true, but we don't know if it works for all of these. So let's find a number that's less than negative 5. That means we're going to go towards the left on the number line. I'm going to erase this and this time replace it with, let's make it a negative 10. Negative 10 makes the math easy. All right, we're going to choose a number that is a t that is less than negative 5. So we're going to use negative 10. All right, plus 5. Negative 2 times negative 10 gives us a positive 20. 20 plus 5. Well, 20 plus 5 is 25. You know what? 25 is greater than or equal to 15. It's greater. It's a bigger number. All right. So that means that this works when the numbers are less than or equal to 5. Let's talk about it in class. This is pretty different and pretty complicated, so it'll work better if we just discuss it.